Hi everyone. We're all aware that our efforts at flattening the curve are paying off, but the fact remains that many hospitals around the world are currently and may eventually be overwhelmed by the number of patients needing ventilation or other forms of intensive care. Whether it be the type or quantity of equipment or the lack of trained personnel needed to properly administer life-saving aid to their patients, many hospitals are currently triaging patients in order to free up staff and resources for patients either in more critical condition or who have a better chance at surviving with the resources at hand. We've all heard the stories about older people giving up their ventilators so a younger person could get the help that they need to breathe. There are many companies that are currently designing and producing ventilators, but it just won't be enough, and it won't be quick enough in a lot of cases. Let me start by explaining what this system is. It's a bag valve mask, or BVM, a manual resuscitator or self-inflating bag. So when used properly, it can provide breaths to a patient that's having difficulty or has completely lost their ability to breathe on their own. This is certainly not as advanced as a machine ventilator, and the machine ventilators can actually very precisely measure the quantity, pressure, consistency of the air that's going into somebody, but also the other oxygen that's going in, and measure and adjust accordingly, and a lot of times automatically. But these, nevertheless, can save lives. So New York Governor Andrew Cuomo just talked about BVMs in a recent press conference.
This is a bag valve mask. This is what you do if you have a person who needs a ventilator and you don't have a ventilator. The way this works is it's basically a manual ventilator, and someone squeezes the ventilator, the bag, continuously. This looks easy. I guarantee if you do this for any length of time, you see how difficult it winds up being. This is the alternative if you don't have the ventilator. We are actually buying these. We've bought about 3,000. We've ordered about an additional 4,000 of these bag valve masks. But you need a lot of people to operate this 24 hours a day for each patient.
There are many ways to use a system like this that could extend its use and effectiveness. That may include an oxygen line to it or a particle filter to ensure that no contaminated or aerosolized virus is being let out into the atmosphere. The YouTube channel EMCRIT did a great video about how to set the system up for COVID-19 patients. I highly recommend any medical professionals that are working in an ICU or any other patient care environment to take a look.
This is built for pre-ox, but this can definitely be used for non-invasive ventilation with an incredible degree of safety. So if I was not in a negative pressure room, this is the setup I'd want on my patient, because it is providing CPAP without the potential for high flow aerosolization. The only flow of any significance going in is 6 liters, the equivalent of a nasal cannula, and it is filtered. So the only leak in the room is whatever's coming on the sides of these masks. And now without the nasal cannula there, that leak is that much less.
My requirements were pretty basic. A system that could squeeze one or more BVMs automatically, could be built in under 10 minutes. Parts could be found in your house, apartment, or in a hospital or office building. Doesn't require 3D printed parts or complex circuitry. Doesn't require anything to be ordered or shipped from any other town or country. Could easily be improved on for more precise or effective operation if needed. And something that could be fully explained in under a minute. So here's my design. It's very simple, but if it could help even one person that doesn't have access to a ventilator machine for whatever reason, here it is. It can be improved upon, but at least it's a start. So what you need is a bag or two, you need some rope or wire, and a stand mixer. Obviously, this is more of a proof of concept. You wouldn't want to have a rope dragging through this metal hole. Eventually, it'll wear down. You wouldn't want the bags just flailing about. That's not safe, and it's certainly not sustainable. But the system, the concept behind it, is sound. It works. And these stand mixers come at variable speeds. In general, you'd want the absolute slowest speed. Let's say it's 12 squeezes a minute or something. You can bump it down to the very slowest speed. A lot of them have little control knobs on either side that can slow it down a little bit further. And you could also remove the back on this particular model, for example. Screw out or screw in these little screws here, and then that will make it slow down even more. You can manipulate this in other ways to make it slow down even more. The amount of force that this has to mix heavy batters and whatever else, it's enough force to pull the bag closed and then release it and let it go open. There's certainly other designs, or certainly other things that you can do to this to make it more or less efficient and effective. So you can also take a piece of wood, drill a hole or two into it. Now you have a pretty stable spot for it to, for the bag to be placed here, into the hole and again around this spot, and then it has enough force to actually pull the bag open and shut. You can also take the attachments that came with the mixer. You can use them as is. You can wrap the wire rope around the attachment itself, or you can add, this is a patio door kind of roller ball bearing. So maybe that would reduce the friction around this piece if you wanted to. You can use plastic. Use a series of bearings that would go on here that can reduce the wear on the wire or something. So there's a lot of different ways you can improve this if you have the time and resources. But basically the bowl, a bag, the stand mixer, and some rope will get you most of the way there.